up, everybody? This your girl CC with Where It Begins Magazine, and I got my co-host Theo on the line. Hey, Theo, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good, CC. How are you?
I'm good. And happy Tuesday.
Hey, man. Happy Tuesday. Another dope round of interviews with some special guests today, man. We got some legends in the building, so I'm excited to see what they're going to talk about today with us.
Okay, well, let's get into it. I want y'all to introduce yourself of who y'all are, what y'all do, and where y'all from. Who want to start first?
I'll start first.
Yeah.
This is your boy Kenny Miles of the Rude Boys. You said where I'm from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. You know, I'm a Virgo. You know, no, just kidding.
That's him. And I'm G LeBeau from New Orleans, Louisiana, by way of Indianapolis, Indiana. Also, that's my second home.
Okay.
But we in Georgia now.
Yeah. My name is Joe Little III. I am from Cleveland, Ohio, the best place in the nation.
I don't say that, but you know.
You know, that's
You see that face he made when he did, huh, Jess?
That's right. Cleveland's on, baby.
Well, I want to go into it. Let's talk a little bit about y'all journey and how y'all got to where y'all are today.
Basically, the Rude Boys first started in 1990. We were discovered by Gerald Levert, of course, and that's what happened. We met Gerald Levert in a nightclub. I did actually, and me and one of the other singers, Buddy Banks. We were just sitting in doing a session with, a lady named Evelyn Wright, who used to do, jazz sets at a local nightclub. Exquisite, that is. It was a nice place. And, one night I told Buddy, like, let's go up to the Reason Why and sing with Evelyn. And we sang that night. And as we were singing, I seen Gerald standing on the stairs. And I'm like, hey, y'all, we got Gerald Levert of the group Levert. I said, Gerald, why don't you come up here and sing with us, And he looked like he didn't want to come up there, but he did come up there. Thank God he did, because we had a very explosive performance. And after we were through later on that night, Gerald was like, man, y'all are amazing. He said, I want to work with you guys. And the rest is history.
Good stuff. But tell us this: how did the great Rude Boys come together to begin with?
The Rude Boys originally started in 1988. Myself, Buddy Banks, who has passed away, and myself started the group. We were a gospel group called Power before, and it was a guy named Eric Davis, Mark Jenkins, Buddy, and myself. And we soon converted to be an R&B group, which me and Buddy went on to do that. And Buddy named the group Rude Boys. He named the group Rude Boys off a button on Prince's jacket on the Controversy album. He had a round button called that said Rude Boy. And so therefore, by Buddy being a great, big, fanatical fan of Prince, which a lot of us was back then, it was either Michael Jackson or Prince, from the 80s. He said, hey man, I just feel like we need to do a group called the Rude Boys. Prince is looking, I think he's speaking. This is really what he said. I think he's speaking to someone and he wants a group out called the Rude Boys. And so therefore he named the group the Rude Boys. At that time I was like, okay, cool. I kind of heard the name. I'm like, all right, well, whatever, because I was young. I was really still in high school coming out. And we named the group the Rude Boys, and therefore we started up a band, a local band, constructed of Kyle Morris on bass, Rick Scoville on drums, Troy Henderson on keyboards, Buddy played some keyboards, I played some keyboards. Then we later on put a guy named Larry Marcus in the group, who became one of our main co-writers in the group. And we went around local places in Cleveland and all through Ohio gigging, and just doing our thing. And so actually when we met Gerald, we were a full group, but Gerald only met me and Buddy. and he was only interested, honestly, in me and Buddy. But we did, me, I'm fighting for everybody. Buddy was ready to roll. Like, oh, it's me and you. I'm like, nah, we can't do that. We got to at least bring our other two members. So it was Melvin and Larry. And, we came together and convinced Gerald to put them in a group. That's the truth. And so that's basically how the Rude Boys, what we did before we connected with Gerald. And we did win a big competition called the Battle of the Bands in Ohio. We were the #1 band. And I think the only reason we won that night was because Larry set his guitar on fire on stage. He did. I never get that. He set his guitar on fire. Yeah, man. And everybody remembers that in Cleveland. They always say, man, remember Larry set his guitar on fire? So yeah, man, we won that. And just we was making a name for ourselves in Ohio, in the northeastern Ohio area. And so that's basically the Rude Boys before the Rude Boys.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me ask you this, man. The great Gerald Levert seemed like he had a really good ear for talent. Some of the groups that he's credited for discovered, went on like you guys to do some major things. Like what do you think kind of made Gerald so great in that vein to be able to do that and be able to carry on that legacy and put on other groups and artists?
You know what? And this is what's crazy. Gerald is like literally 2 years older than me. So I'll be 54 come next month. And his birthday is July 13th. Mine is July 14th. So Gerald was a very, very young man when he encountered us. Because at that time I was like 21. So at the time when Written All Over Your Face came out, I was like 23. And Gerald was only 2 years older than that. So we were all young. But Gerald was far beyond his years and within his maturity. He was a very mature young man. He was a great leader. Y'all getting me choked up. Why I'm doing this? He was a great leader for us. It was just amazing how amazing this guy was, and the knack and the work ethic that he had for the music game. And so he just really wanted to put Cleveland on the map, and we was his first project. And as we went on, he pulled in Men at Large, of course, which, he was successful with us because our first album spawned a smash single, which is Written All Over Your Face on the Billboards, and won Song of the Year, R&B Song of the Year for the Billboards. And then we followed up with another #1 with Are You Lonely? So therefore, our first album, a rookie album, scored very well. 2 #1 hits, a smash, a hit, and an award. And so therefore, he was feeling good about it. So we like, let's keep it rolling. At that point, me and Gerald had teamed up as writing partners. And I was like, hey man, you could get Men at Large, which Dave of Men at Large was on the radio every day on the #1 R&B station doing the rap stuff. And so he was named Dangerous Dave. I said, we can get Dangerous Dave and this guy named Jason Champion that I saw grow up, singing gospel. They got a group. Let's see what they got going. And so Gerald listened to them, and then that was the next project. Me and Gerald wrote a song called "So Alone," along with I was co-writer and did a lot of backgrounds on most of the whole album. But we wrote a song together called "So Alone," which went #2 on the Billboard charts. And so therefore we're still winning. Back in the day, if you getting on the Billboard charts alone. So then we continued to go further, and we added a group called One of the Girls, which had a couple singles, on come out in Drama, which we signed a deal over to with Jam and Lewis. We signed with Effective. We signed them over there, and we got a single out of it. It didn't blow up. One of the Girls didn't blow up where we had put them with East West Records with Sylvia Rome, but it was still the effort that was being put out and people's name getting on the map. So you figure if you're coming out on a national level and your video is on BET at that time, you'd have made it. So that was it. And then, we continued to work on other groups, but those were the groups from Cleveland that he put on a national level and that he made national artists, Yeah. So that was Treble Productions, Levert spelled backwards.
Good stuff,
which we was
man.
like a baby Motown. We was like a Motown. Gia tell because G came along later and he was signed with the OJs. Actually, he'll tell you about that story. But we had like a little Motown going along with the OJs. So we was neck and neck with buildings next to each other and different things. And we was doing our thing. So we was we had a little hit factory going, man.
Good stuff, man. Shout out to the late great Gerald Levert, man. Definitely, we always respect people who give back and invest in the other people, man. And the more I get deeper into this industry and talking to people, I realize what type of tree he had that branched out. So definitely respect that. Let me ask you, G LeBeau, man. You know, obviously I've seen you moving around the A. You've been doing your thing for years, man. People always respect you when you come in the building. But as Joe was saying, you know, you came into this situation, you've been around a couple situations. What has it been like to kind of, you know, go in the industry and make your way through the industry and be kind of aligned, you know, with such illustrious company as far as like groups that are doing so much, and to be able to walk into those situations and bring your piece to it? What is it like? Because I know longevity, you know, that's our goal in the industry, right?
Yeah,
So we see so many groups go through reiterations, and you know, sometimes, God willing, you know, everybody is there, or people fall off, or whatever the reason. But kind of tell me about your story and how you fit in, and kind of, you know, mashing in and bringing your own greatness to these situations.
Yeah, it's been a great journey, man. You know, I started when I was 14. I started singing, and it was my first time recording. You know what I'm saying? So me and my brother started a group called the LeBeau Brothers. It was us two. Okay. And then fast forward, we was in high school, and we joined with a couple of our friends that was doing the same thing we was doing, Chris Kelly and Richard Chapman, and we joined a group and made it, you know, we was called the Fellas. And my partner D Love was David Morris was signed to LaFace Records, and Rude Boys was actually performing in Indianapolis, Indiana, the year of the Black Expo. And he snuck us behind stage, and then introduced us to Buddy Banks from the Rude Boys. So my group sung for Buddy, right? We sung a cappella, and Buddy had these glasses on, man. He put them glasses down when I started singing, and he was like, the lady stopped us in the middle of us singing and said, hold up, can y'all sing that same song and change the words for the Miss Black America pageant? And Buddy started cursing. He was like, hold up, man, y'all messing my shit up. You know how Buddy was about it, Joe, you know what I'm saying? So he introduced me later on that night to, and anyway, we ended up singing that same song. We was on national television that day, singing our a cappella song called Forever and a Day at the Miss Black America pageant. And Buddy gave me his phone number and hotel room. And we went to the hotel that same day and met Joe. And he introduced me to Joe and said, yo, man, you got to hear this group. They cold. And Joe was like, can they wobble? Can they wobble, though? You know what I'm saying? Somebody can really sing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they ended up going to Cleveland during that summer. And he introduced me to the OJs. You know what I'm saying? And my group, the Fellas, and we were staying over Buddy's house at the time, and he, you know, opened his house, man, and let us stay there that summer, man. And they introduced us to the OJs, and we were signed to the OJs, which was called WED Production. It was Walter, Eddie, and Dwayne Mitchell. And at the time, Gerald was working on his album, so Gerald would come in there, you know, to see his pops, Eddie Levert, and then hear our stuff at the same time. We was doing our music. And every time Gerald would pull up with the Land Cruiser, he had the cassette playing. He would be playing our stuff, the Fellas, man. We used to get so excited, man. He'd pull up and we hear our music coming out his system. So he was working on the album at the last minute. He said, man, I got another, I need y'all to sing backgrounds if that's okay, man. We was like, is it okay? Yeah, man. And we ended up singing on How Many Times, Answering Service. And we was actually trying to write on Men at Large second album at the time. And we wrote a song called Same Place, Same Time. And Gerald was like, man, I want that for my album. You know, I got one song left, man. This would be great. And that's how we ended up being on his album. So we was on 3 songs on that Groove On album.
And to add, years later, I did a solo album on Atlantic Records under Jay Little, and just found out a few years back that they had did the backgrounds on that song. I didn't even know that. Right. I was
like, man, we did those backgrounds. He's like, what, that's y'all? I said, yeah, I remember all them harmony parts on there, that stuff that was on there. So, and then fast forward, when Gerald album went out, so like in 95, I ended up moving to California. And then me and my brother were still in the group together. And one of our members left. and we knew Kenny Miles from Indianapolis. You know, I always knew him since we was teenagers. And I was like, man, I think we got the perfect member, man. Kenny will kill it, you know. So Kenny, we flew Kenny in and called Kenny, and Kenny was like, man, I don't know, man. He's like, because he was working at the time doing some other stuff. You know what I mean? And we called him at the
Kenny a grinder, man.
Come down, bro. He was like, when? We was like, tomorrow. We
Like,
can get the
no, it was not
like
a
that.
tomorrow. Nigga. Y'all said today. I had hours
Right
to
now.
think about that. Literally hours to think about that.
So Kenny came down, man, and learned every song. We had a whole album done, and one of our members left, man, and made, you know, went back to his wife, and they made up. And we was in the middle, stuck out. We had a photo shoot we had to do. Kenny had to take new pictures, learn all of the songs, and he did. Came out and killed it, you know what I'm saying? And we've been in the group, me and Kenny actually been in groups together since 95, 96, right?
Yeah.
And then when Joe needed another member, you know what I'm saying, he reached out to me, and I said, man, I got the other perfect member, Kenny, man, because I know I'm gonna need help singing buddy parts, you know what I'm saying? Because buddy parts are so high in the group, man. I'm like, every night, man, I know we could tag up, you know, because and that's what happened, man. Kenny ended up getting in a group, and we've been brothers ever since. You know, it's been
10 years. We've been together 10
almost
years.
11 years now, man.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of history, man. That's a lot of history. It's funny how different, he puts you in the right place at the right time. You know, whenever we got complaints about things, I always remind people of that. But Kenny, what was that like, kind of being put in that right place, that right time for you? And it sounded like it was just such a whirlwind that, you know what I mean? Like you said, they didn't even give you a whole day to really think about it. It was like, let us know right now.
Right. I had no time to think about it, man. It was weird because I wasn't really singing. Like, singing wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? So I was a trumpet player. I wanted to be a musician, but singing really wasn't my thing. And I was like, y'all want me? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, well, let me think about it. And, then I get that, it's like, I get that phone call, like, yo, your plane leaves at 7 p.m. And I'm like, wow. I was like, okay, well, let's do it. I get out there. We start, you know what I'm saying? It was a little weird for me because I never recorded before, stuff like that. So, but I jumped in, I did what I needed to do, what I could do, I should say. And then, the acting bug got me. So that's why I was, kind of really like, okay, I want to try to start getting into some plays. And then I got a phone call to do Life. Eddie Murphy's Life, where I had a friend that was doing some background work, and where we were living in Santa Clarita was so far from him. So he was like, just act like you me and go in there. And so I go in there nervous, and I grab his voucher, and I'm looking around. I scratch his name out, put my name in. So I got my little SAG vouchers, back to back. And Jim Brown, shout out to Jim Brown too, because he was one of the reasons why we stayed in California.
Right.
But Jim, he said, man, if this is something that you want to do, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to pay your SAG dues, give you $1,200, join the union, because you're going to need this if this is what you want to do later in life, And so I was still kind of on the fence about the singing thing, but I liked it, what I'm saying? I was feeling it. And as everybody else, if y'all say y'all like it, I love it. That was kind of my attitude. Like, I don't know, I just, because I guess I hate hearing myself sing. And from that point on, it's just, I don't know, it just kind of like, I hit that, the bug hit me, or whatever that saying that people say. And after a couple concerts, man, I think I was in 100% at that point.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Well, to fast forward it, what are y'all doing now? I know y'all about to start touring again, so let's talk a little bit about your tour and what we can expect from it.
Yeah, but actually, we've been touring. I consider like not a tour where we get on a tour bus and we go in a place every day. We work on a consistent basis. Yeah. We've been touring. So this weekend we're in Kansas City. Next weekend after that we're in St. Louis. We got shows coming up in Miami, Florida. In the July, so dates are filling in and coming in, but we've been working on a consistent basis, with a lot of the other 90s R&B groups. So we're in the mix and doing our thing and just grinding it out, working it out and just enjoying sharing our gift with people all around the country. It's not a lot of people that can go around and get paid to do what they love, get to travel, meet new people, and it's a beautiful thing. So what I can say is that, we out doing our thing, and we'll be, in Atlanta soon, and I'll be as serious, as a group, because we all basically they too live in Atlanta.
Yeah,
and
I'm in
I
Atlanta.
part-time live in Atlanta. I was in and out, but I've been here in Cleveland mostly. But Atlanta is my second home, so we'll be doing something there soon.
Joe, why are you the only one on a green screen? What the hell is going on?
Because I don't have a beautiful.
Do we all get a green screen? What the hell?
Check this out, because G has a beautiful studio that he can do. Have a beautiful office. I don't have luxuries. You got to look at your office. You got an office and all that. He's got a studio, and my studio ain't like G's. G got a real studio. I got a home studio.
Hey, G put that work in and made that studio pop. So
yes, he has. Hey, y'all understand?
I can't leave my wife out. Can't leave Jazz, my wife.
Oh yeah,
together, boy.
Shout out to the queen.
They built that studio brick by brick, stone by stone, wood framing. They built it out of a little house. They made a house.
Like a shed, man. We converted it into one of those sheds, and just converted it into the studio. Put a bathroom, vocal booth, and it's on YouTube, man. Y'all can see it from beginning to end on there how we did it.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Everybody go check that out. I peeped that whole series when you were doing it, man. I was like, he making a whole tiny house studio, man.
Hey, you was laughing at my wife popping that whip on me in there, boy.
Yeah, y'all was getting it in.
Piece of drywall right here above me where she was like, put that thing down, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, man. Love y'all. I love to see black love. So glad y'all are representing that. But Joe, you brought up a minute ago, man, how y'all are out in the mix of the 90s, the 90s touring that's going on, man. There seems to be a real big revival going on right now with the 90s. CC and I can personally speak to it. We run a Facebook music group where we do a trivia night and stuff like that. And it's a lot of content that's centered around the 90s, a little bit of the 80s, a little bit of 2000s, but really people are always clamoring for that 90s. So tell me, why do you guys think it's such a resurgence right now? And I call it, the second chance for our 90s, especially R&B artists and groups to get back out there and show their relevance, once again, and their fans come out and show love and support. Why do you think that's being so strong right now?
Well, if you didn't have the 90s groups, what groups would you be going to see?
Yeah.
To answer that, I want you to answer that for me.
Oh no! I've already said. I tell Joe. Oh, I'm about to tell you, Joe. I tell people all the time, man. The groups don't sing. R&B ain't R&B anymore. They try to rap. They try to put other things in it. So
no. I asked you a question.
No, I'm about to get to it. I'm about to get to it.
Oh, okay,
my answer is, when they want real music, it seems like we have to dip back and go and pull our 90s people back out there and put them up on that pedestal.
You ain't answering my question.
You really want the real music. No, that's my answer. But go ahead.
You didn't hear the question. I said, if there was no 90s groups to see, who would you be going to see? You'd be going to see the OJs. You'd be going to see a bunch of old cats from the 70s. You would, because in the 80s wasn't no R&B groups. That was the pop era. Prince, Michael Jackson. I don't even really hardly know no groups other than New Edition, probably from the 80s. You would be going to see a New Edition, but the 90s group, the 90 groups, the 90 girl groups, the 90 solo artists are the epitome of black music. And if you have to do that, you got to go. You got to go to that word.
I'm gonna use it.
Oh yeah. You got to go all the way back to the 70s. So you got the 70s soul era, which was amazing. And then you got the 80s. You only can get Whitney, Prince, Michael Jackson. And if you can, New Edition was the only.
Get Luther in there in the 80s too.
Luther, right. You know those guys. And New Edition probably is the only kid group or teenage group since the Jacksons. So you would have to go to the Jacksons before New Edition. So there you have it. It's 2000, and we are that. you can't. There's nobody else to see.
Mm.
Like a lot of people have passed away, or they just
Mhm.
older. And I mean, even some guys from our era in the '90s are older. You know what I'm saying? And we've lost a lot of alumni from the '90s groups, man. It's a lot of guys gone, man, and a lot
Yeah.
of ladies gone. And so we are the OGs, we are the throwback. And after that is the 2000s, you know, so you know it's not the high quality of real music. And I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
So yes,
it's
there's
like
no
Joe was saying.
choice. There's no choice
Yeah.
but to have us. It's not even a resurgent. It is what it is, and that's who
Mhm.
we are. That's why you see a Jodeci and New Edition and Charlie Wilson. So they even snuck Charlie Wilson with his Gap Band, old school. So he's blending in. You know, you got a few OGs before us that's blending in, but like he's one of the only ones from their era still hanging around, that's hanging with the '90s. Charlie is with the '90s groups. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Sure
And
is.
so
Yeah,
there you have it.
he worked.
It's all about the '90 groups or even the 2000s, because even Kim is not, you know, which is like an older artist. He's not even from the '90s. He's from the 2000s. So you have a lot of artists that's even our age that didn't come to the 2000s. So that's just where it is, and we are the law of the land when it comes to R&B music and entertainment. Yep.
Gotcha.
Sorry I
Speak-
took so long, but I like to impress that on people, because a lot of people say, y'all back. Like, yeah, because we wasn't getting that shine. '90s groups probably wasn't getting the shine like we, but we're the young, the youth right now. And we're the last of the Mohicans, because after '90s groups and some of the 2000 groups like Next came, Jagged Edge came, you know, they're the groups that we all mesh with still, we do shows with. So
Yeah,
after
Drew Hill
them,
still out there.
Drew Hill,
Yeah.
Drew Hill, you know what I'm saying? Guys like that. And it's like they blend in with '90s though, because see, a lot of people be like '90s groups and they're not even '90s. So, you know, that's where it is. That's all y'all got. Where you gonna go? Who you gonna see? And all
Listen,
the
y'all.
'90s got all the hits.
You got Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak right now with the Silk Sonic and all, you know. So that's
right.
I love that.
Yeah,
You see what they did though. They reached back to the
Mhm.
'70s and threw in a little '70s, '80s and mixed it all up together and made a gumbo.
Yeah, no, it's very intentional to reach the marketplace, I think. But yeah, no, I didn't realize Joe was gonna give me the cook it up and whip it '90s answer, but I definitely appreciate that.
Kenny said we was going back to selling crack. You gotta cook it up.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
That's how you cook it up. You gotta
drink a little ripple, you know what I'm saying? Everybody be good.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, but all jokes aside, it's like Joe said, we done lost a lot, man. Even in our group, the Rude Boys, you know, we got 2 members, Bingo and Buddy gone. And then my group, the fellas I was just telling you about, I just lost my member, Chris Kelly. And him and Buddy was in the same month, man. So it hit us hard. You know what I'm saying? That process for that to happen. And all the years we had with all our, you know, that become brothers, man, your family, you know what I'm saying? When you be on that journey together, and when you lose them, it's like literally, man, it hurt, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Definitely, man. Want to send my prayers to y'all.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hey guys, direct the people somewhere to find out information for the tour that you guys coming up. Website, social media, where you want to push them for that to link up with you.
Instagram, The Real Rude
Boys.
Okay.
Yeah,
there within that, and all our individual tags also.
Good stuff. Yeah, people always want to, you know, follow the group and then go back and follow their favorites individually, and then you know how that is. They cross bleeds over. They see G doing something wild, they're gonna want to see somebody else doing something out of you guys if y'all got something bubbling. So definitely we want to let them know where to reach out to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. You can meet us down at the Pink.
at the Pony.
Jesse, what's the other one? The Brass Pole? That's what it's called, Jesse. Yeah, man. And then y'all go out and look. You know, we got our singles out too individually, also too, man. We Kenny got two out, and I got 2 singles out. I Want You and Come By, And Joe Little have some out, so we all, you know what I'm saying, starting to put them in the shows here and there. We sprinkling it a little, you know what I'm saying, in the shows, and they've really been feeling it. But we appreciate y'all can support all our, you know, everything, man. Much love.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yes. Well, we usually do a game. We like to do a little trivia fun fact game with y'all. Is it that time, Theo?
It is.
Okay, so we both gonna ask y'all one question a piece. It's a fun fact. I guess I'll start with mine. I always ask this question in all my interviews. If y'all could switch places with one person for one day, who would it be, and why did y'all choose that person?
Wow.
I got it. Ready?
Let's go.
Elon Musk.
Okay. For obvious reasons.
Or Bezos. And y'all know why.
Go ahead, tell us. Give us at least one why. Just tell us one reason why, at least.
I mean, because he's changed the world of retail. He's been an innovator in transcending, and you know, he's helping build the future of retail. Sad to say in some ways, because a lot of people like to go out and shop and see their stuff, but I mean, he's changed it to where people can go on Amazon and buy just about anything. I believe that he's a trendsetter, he's an innovator, and just on the strength of just the marketing and all that he does with that, that's what I like. I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and that's my thing. So I have a passion for entrepreneurial endeavors. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I would like to. Oh wow! I don't know, man. You know what I would think? I would like to think. You know, maybe one of my fellow Virgos, just to, because she's living. The other person will be dead, so because she's living, Beyonce. I would love to see how it feels to literally not be able to go nowhere in the world and sell millions and millions of tickets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she literally has changed. I don't want to say changed, but it's like she has reincarnated every major star within herself and turned it around, made it her own, and is selling out and like literally changed the game. But I would love to see what it feels like to be her and Jay-Z with all that money in that house. I would like that.
Yeah.
And all them hits, I should say.
There it is. What about you, G?
Man, that's a good one. I'm still thinking hard, like, because I don't know who I want to switch it. It would have to be with somebody that could heal the world, but I can't think of nobody that did it.
Knew that.
They ruining it.
Jesse
That's what I need right now. If I could do that, to switch somebody, to switch all of this craziness that's going on, that would be my choice. But I don't know the name to pick because nobody's done it yet. So that's a good.
Okay.
Martin Luther King.
Besides Jesus.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Definitely don't want to be. I don't think I can
want to say his name without somebody to say that I was crazy. See, I was that was gonna be the name I was gonna say, because then I can bring my pops back, everybody that passed. I could bring everybody back. Heal.
That's deep. That's deep. Hey, all right, fellas. So let me take you all in a different direction, right?
Come on. So by the grace of God and the stars lining up, right? The Rude Boys came together to make some classic music. But let's say it wasn't music. What would the Rude Boys have come together to do in some other industry if it wasn't music?
We would be a three-man stripper team. I
mean, yeah. Now that I can see.
You was gonna say something crazy. I was just waiting.
Look, you see, Kenny sparked up. He got real excited. He looking to the right now. Look.
Yeah, I can see that. You know what I'm saying?
Real, all seriousness, I believe that the Rude Boys can come together, and I don't know. Damn. That's a hard one, man.
You had us right there. I thought you had some.
It was at the edge, but it went back. It went back in. I don't know. I gotta think. I'm gonna let my brothers Talk.
I don't know about that. Maybe some kind of, retail, or I don't know. Maybe like a one-stop shop type of joint,
What's so hard about answering that is because I can't see me doing anything else besides music.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't answer it, because it's like I wouldn't be who I am at all if music wasn't a part of me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel it.
See,
I feel it.
I'll tell you, I'm about to be 50 in October, bro. I ain't never drank alcohol, never smoked cigarette, never did drugs. So music is my drug, you know what I'm saying? So that's
okay.
Well,
come on.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm almost. I'll be 40 in a few years. I've drank. I've done drugs. So
I've done drugs.
And we already know you've been a stripper. You did all that.
Okay.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
So he's talking about.
He ain't panned into the pole over there. He got some brass over to the side. He keep it polished up and all that over there.
So for Kenny, that's just the first weekend of the month. He chill out the rest weekend.
You know what I'm saying?
But no, y'all seem like y'all have such an entrepreneurial spirit about each one of you guys and your endeavors and outside things, and even the way you came about it and kind of navigated to come together. So I could definitely, not sure where I would fit you guys without knowing you all individually a little bit better, but I definitely could see you guys still forming some type of mega force to take over something else in the business world. So y'all got that spirit about y'all.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hey, we got to plug everything too. We got Urban Joe Coffee. Y'all need that coffee. You gotta get that thing. Woo, it's good too. Every time we hook up, I'll be like, Joe, man, we need a sack, Jack. Bring a sack. I need that coffee, bro. And then my wife also, look, my wife have the LeBeau flowers. She's selling candles, all that body stuff, the beard moisturizer. You could go to LeBeauFlowers.com, check that out. Come on, Jesse, what you got? What your entrepreneur?
You know what I'm saying? You can go out there and get my single, you know what I'm saying, the last time. And then you can go get So Free, you know what I'm saying? Get your fix of some good R&B, because we all got it. You know what I mean? We come together with the old school, and then we hit you with the current. So
Right,
and the video is out too on YouTube.
Video's out, yeah.
Okay, all right. But before we get off, can y'all at least drop one gem for our audience today? Each one of y'all.
Drop what?
Drop
Just
a gem.
Mine is to never stop. And if you got to do it for the love. So that's more than one gem. There's got to be love in there first, because the business will take it away from you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we ain't quit after all these years. Been 30-something years doing this, and I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? And don't burn no bridges. That's another one. There you go. It's your turn now.
All right.
Love hard.
Okay.
Come on, there you go.
Love hard.
Love hard. Yeah, because I mean, people, it's a crazy world right now. So love thy neighbor. Love your brother, sister, mother.
Do unto others. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There it is.
Basically, what I want to say, and what I really like to leave with people when I speak to them, I just tell people the more we know, the less we know. So therefore, we must remain open, because life is happening because of its openness. And so I really believe that we are here to find out who we are, be that, and be open and willing to grow and transcend to the next level of self. I believe that love is the best love, because when you find out who you are, you find the God within you and the reason that you here, as far as your purposes and your assignments. So, I believe that God dwells in all of us. We are made in the image of the Creator. And so we have to find that, and we have to be all we can be. And I let people know that there's only one you. There'll never be another you. That's why I tell everybody, each and every one of us are special. And you can look at other people and want what they got, but a lot of people will have a lot of jewels and gifts within themselves. So, in the word of God, it says a man gift make room for him, or a woman. Your gifts make room for you. So, self-discovery is real important. God wants us to discover self, because when we find self, we find God. And that's basically why I tell people. That's a gem.
All right.
Come on now.
There it is. Take them to church.
That's more than 3 gems right there. We spit right there.
Yeah, he dropped the pearl. He dropped the ruby. I dropped the diamond.
Diamond.
Good
But
stuff.
I definitely want to say thanks for interviewing with us today. It was a pleasure talking with
Thanks
y'all
for
and
having
getting to know y'all a little bit better. And like I said, I'm a fan. I know Theo's a fan. And so anything y'all have
Yep.
going on in Atlanta, we will come out and support. That's what we do. And keep on grinding. Like we always loved y'all music and keep doing y'all. And I hope 2022 be the best year for y'all.
Surely appreciate it.
So appreciate
There it
it.
is.
Likewise.
And keep doing y'all, man, forever, forever, forever. As long as you can, as long as you got the love in your heart, man. It comes out when you guys are on stage and when y'all are performing. So, man, salute to y'all and keep bringing the real to the people.
Thank you.
Yep.
brother.
Because guess what?
Appreciate
We
it.
are veterans.
There
It's
it
getting-
Come on,
is.
man. I need that hat, Joe. We need them things, boy. That's
Yeah,
Right.
I'm an
I
R&B
told Mama
veteran,
early. I
still
said,
getting
check
R&B
that out.
money. I'm an R&B veteran, still getting R&B money. 32 years
Come on.
and still going. 32 years. The Rude Boys have been in
Yeah.
existence since 1990, and that is amazing. And I'm
That's
so
it.
thankful
Real.
to the Creator to still be here, to be able to express myself, and to be here to sing with these two amazing guys and be have a camaraderie. That's important.
That's dope, man. Much blessings and success to y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all doing, and definitely the people are excited to get out there and hear y'all on the tour. So definitely we'll try to link up with you guys when you're here in Atlanta.
Sounds
No doubt.
Sure. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having us, bro.
Yes,
I
indeed.
appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Well, y'all have a blessed one. Y'all be safe out there and be safe on y'all tour.
You
And
too.
thank you for
you.
having us. Please, thank you again.
It
All right.
is.
All right.